Okay, so this past weekend I was able to complete Splinter Pandora tomorrow, and after a little bit of tinkering, I think I finally got Chaos Theory to run. Ran it a few times offline, just to boot it up and see what happened. So I'm very curious to see how it'll be. So yeah, let me give this a whirl with Chaos Theory and see how that runs. So let me boot it up. Hopefully it rocks. It did last time I tried it, but never know with these things. So we boot it up. And it should run. Oh, Banish, thank you for the host. I think it's auto host, but thank you nonetheless. Appreciate that. So I don't know if these splash screens tend to work with the capture. They may not. Oh wait, they do. Okay, awesome. Alright, cool. Oh, it's not auto? Alright, hey Banish, how you doing? Good evening to you, or good morning, whatever time zone you may be at. So yeah, this is Chaos Theory. I hope you're well. Had to go through quite a few tweaks to get this to run, so whether or not the game will crash at some point, I have no idea. Hopefully not. I'm doing alright, excuse me. Would have started a little sooner, but actually, as luck would have it, with the Splinter Cell streams in particular, I was able to get the invite for affiliate, so I went ahead and went through the process of that, getting that set up. As far as signing on to it, as far as all the bells and whistles attached to that, I don't really know. I'll have to look at that at a later time, but at the very least, it's set up now where right now it's only streaming on Twitch. So this is a bit of an interesting port because... Oh, listen to that music. Oh, man. That's memories. Oh, yeah, thank you, Banish. I appreciate it. This is cool. So this is version 1.05. And the reason that's important is because I had read that previous versions had glitches in specific levels where there was like a zip line in some stage that you couldn't beat. There was some kind of physics issue. So apparently it's been patched with this version. But that's good to hear. I just need to get my phone charger. Because I use my phone as a second screen and I don't want to have my battery die on me. Alright. So yeah, solo. Training videos, profile management, create. Of course, I want to make my own. Alright, training videos. I vaguely remember this. The following tutorials were created with the default keyboard configuration. Actually, I wonder if these will show up in the, because I don't know, I'm assuming they're pre-recorded gameplay videos.
The heads-up display includes a light meter wired into a series of photocells in my suit, providing real-time visibility data. When the meter is at 0, I'm a ghost shadow. When it's at max, I'm lit up like a Dutch brothel, as Lambert would say. I don't want to know how he knows that. Below the light meter is the sound meter. It indicates the amount of noise I'm making, but also tracks the local ambient noise level. Any noise I make that doesn't spike over the slider is masked by the ambient and undetectable. The SC-20K is the 3rd Echelon's prototype modular assault rifle. It can be configured with 4 different attachments. The primary module is a 5.56 by 45 assault rifle in a bullpup configuration with a 1.5 times reflex sight and an integral silencer. The binary trigger offers semi-automatic fire with a half squeeze and fully automatic fire when you hold the trigger down. The foregrip attachment provides a stable firing platform and allows for better control over recoil during sustained fire. The launcher attachment uses a range of 40mm devices, including less than lethal options like the sticky shocker or ring airfoil, and specialized surveillance tools like the sticky camera. The shotgun attachment fires a 12-gauge shell loaded with triple-aught buck. It's not subtle, but its stopping power can't be beat at close range.
I forgot about the shotgun attachment. That's cool. Totally forgot about that.
The sniper attachment fires a 20mm anti-material APDS round. It can easily overpenetrate hardcover. Controlled breathing just before firing offers pinpoint accuracy.
Hope you don't mind, but I like to fully immerse myself in the game, so I definitely want to look at these videos.
My link to 3rd Echelon. It tracks my current objectives in real time.
It's a good way to get everything available in the game, right?
It also contains a 3-dimensional map of the area indicating the location of my outstanding objectives. The SC prototype pistol fires 5.7 by 28mm rounds, and its integral silencer is superior to that of the SC.
And hearing Michael Ironside speak is always a treat, so...
OCP that can temporarily and silently disable most electrical devices, including lights.
Whatever you like, I support. Oh, I appreciate it, Banish. I mean, have you played through Chaos Theory, or have you not played through it before? Because again, this was a pretty revolutionary game when it came out back in, I'd like to say 2005. Came out for the original Xbox, PS2. I don't think GameCube got a port. I could be wrong, though.
But becomes washed out in brightly lit places. Thermal is useful for detecting warm objects in the dark, and also allows you to see through certain objects.
Have not, okay. So, if you're not familiar, Chaos Theory is widely considered to be the best game in the series, hands down. It essentially takes what was good in number 1 and 2, refines them to a point of, you could say, perfection, and it really is an advancement in tech, a big advancement in tech compared to the first two games, in visuals, just overall design, map design, having the flexibility of options in your missions, whereas the first games were very strict, where, you know, like for example, in the first game or second game, there may be some missions where it's like, hey, you can't kill anyone. Or if you set off one alarm, the mission's over, type of thing. This game has branching paths. So like if you can go the stealth route and do it the way the game intends, or you can, in essence, dick around, but the game will not outright fail you for it. It'll make it harder for you, but you can still, if you're crafty enough, you can still persevere. It's an interesting thing as far as the PC ports, because the first game ran like a dream on my computer. I was usually playing it at around 180 frames. Pandora Tomorrow, on the other hand, for whatever reason, as much as I tried, and I think it's something with OBS. OBS somehow, the game capture messed with the refresh rate, so I was limited to about 70 frames. And when I'm running I'm on a high refresh rate monitor, I'm usually at 144 hertz, so being forced to play at 70, 60 frames feels slow as molasses to me now. But this game is hard-coded at 100 frames per second in single-player mode. So, I mean, it's still better than the second one, but still not as smooth as the first game.
I'm in a good mood. I'll let these guys go home to their wives tonight.
So yeah, in this game, enemies have torchlights, so that makes it harder for you to get to them.
Respect for the enemy is a requirement for survival, but that doesn't mean you can't look down on them sometimes. Use every opportunity to come at them from an unexpected direction.
You can grab enemies from underneath, yeah, from above. That's new for this game. The split jump is back, but it's quicker to pull off, whereas it was cumbersome in the first game and the second game. So it's a refinement of the whole formula. Things on the whole are just refined, smoother. This is peak Sam Fisher. The only small bug with all of the fan patches and everything is that, for whatever reason, when you grab an enemy from behind, their facial expression is like a little weird. It's some kind of after effect of, you can grab people off ledges, yep. Yes, you can do that. That is cool. So again, you have flexibility with what you can do.
Most people my age try to stay fit by taking the stairs. But most people my age don't have to worry about guys with AK-47s. So I've had to find my own ways to keep in shape.
So Banish, in case you're not aware, this game, well, the second game as well, were very, very well known for their multiplayer. So the multiplayer kind of was a spin on this single player premise. where it was a 2v2 match. Two people who played like Sam Fisher, spies, and then two people who would play in a first-person view called mercenaries. So the whole idea was there's a map. As spies, there are these computers throughout the map that you need to hack. And the point of the mercenaries is to protect those computers and prevent the spies from hacking. Sounds simple, but once you get into the mechanics, it's a really awesome kind of a cat and mouse type deal. Lots of psychological warfare. It's just really, really tense matches with these really solid maps. That was awesome. And one really cool thing, in particular in Chaos Theory, is let's say you played as a spy and you were able to sneak up behind a mercenary, grab them. You could actually use your microphone and talk shit in their ear, and only they would hear it. So that was amazing. It was just really, I don't know if any other game attempted anything like that.
A step that brings you closer to your objective. Every breath he takes, every decision he makes, is one that you've allowed until
It was very cool.
separate ways, and the decision is yours alone.
If I remember, there are two options. Yep. You can either take out an enemy quietly, or you can knock them out. Okay. Right click is to put them to sleep. And then left click is to just you kick them.
The history of the world is
Yep. So the hacking is a bunch of numbers.
meant to be stolen. Locks
It's like a process of elimination thing.
to access a secure device or file structure. You need to locate an open port address. They look just like internet addresses. This little rig checks port address fragments on the right and eliminates fragments that are correct. If you're quick, you can lock them in place. On the left, the device is showing a list of possibilities. The longer you're in the system, the more of those addresses third echelon can eliminate. Unfortunately, time is not your friend here. If you time out, you'll sound an alarm. And if you abort after the critical threshold, you'll also sound an alarm. When you think you know the correct port address, simply select it on the left and you're in.
I haven't done that in years, so that might take a little bit to get used to again. It's simple once you get in practice.
I've seen more men die in doorways than anywhere else combined. Always use caution when approaching a door, and use every tool at your disposal to ensure you aren't walking into an ambush.
Just as always, you use the optic cable to explore your surroundings.
Locked doors provide a couple of approaches. Picking a lock is all about feel. Rotate the pick until you feel the pin start to move. Release it by wiggling gently at its threshold, then move to the next pin. Anyone who says I'm cold and detached has never picked a lock in his life.
No, it's all good, Banish. I certainly don't expect any... You know, if you just want to chill, it's okay. I totally get it. What do you stream, by the way?
Sometimes if you're sloppy, you might not have time to be subtle. Thankfully, a good solid blade makes short work of
Oh, you know what? I can actually test something out. Let me... Hold on one sec.
it carefully.
So I actually set this up the other day, but I'm not sure if it works. So it'll be a good way to check it out. like playing Minecraft. Okay. Awesome.
If you're careful and observant, sometimes you'll find a golden...
Not really my cup of tea personally, but I obviously I know it has a huge following.
Myth. The deciding factor in a contact is firepower. Reality. Trading firepower for mobility increases life expectancy in combat. Remember, surprise is decisive, and you must be decisive. Travel light, conserve ammunition, and above all, keep moving, because you won't know if
Okay, awesome.
until you've stopped and won.
Do you do console and PC, or just PC only?
Dan, one more thing. When under
Or console only?
position, then reacquire.
Okay, so you can strafe as you're aiming. Okay, I forgot about that.
What happened to that light?
What not to do.
Who broke that lock? Another light off.
Oh, I left the body right in the light. What a dummy. So one thing about this game is that enemies do get paranoid. That is something new from the first two games.
I think he's unconscious.
As you mess with enemies and turn off lights and mess with things around them, they get overly paranoid. And they kind of get twitchy and random.
We have an intruder. Sound the alarm.
Alright, cool. Only Xbox for right now, and maybe more later on in my life. Alright, Xbox 360, Xbox One. Wait, you doing my... I'm assuming Xbox One. Alright, settings, display. I guess I could jack the brightness up a little bit. So I know the game is rather dark. Oh, whoops. I just borked the game. Hold on. Let me restart the game, because I just messed it up. There was something you weren't supposed to fiddle with, so let me give that another whirl. Sorry about that. 360 and Xbox One? Okay. I was trying to see if I could fix the gamma, but I may not be able to. Alright, solo settings. Try that one more time. Instead of saving it. 60. Oh, it did save. Did save. Okay. Do I want to save them before exiting? No. Alright, so with that I can start the game. Do a new game. Run normal. Remember this dude gets knocked out? Yep. I remember that.
Looks like a Chinese Jiangwei-class cruiser with a North Korean destroyer escort.
WNM. Use. It's actually the same voice actor from the first game.
Chinese forces blockaded and boarded a Japanese cargo ship.
That's cool, a little piece of continuity.
Released no official statement, and their ambassador remained out of contact. While at the UN, Chinese Ambassador Long Dan urged the U.S. and her longtime Japanese allies to remain calm, calling the blockades a legitimate response to what the rest of Asia views as a possible remilitarization of Japan.
This blockade is an act of war. The NSC is working on a formal response, and they've ordered the USS Walsh to close at flank speed. The Walsh is the most advanced spy ship in history. My best man will be on board.
Who? Me?
What do you know? Chinese and North Korean ships working together again.
It's what we expected.
That's a 056 prototype, Chinese.
Exactly.
How are your sea legs?
I haven't lost them.
Good. Because the 056 prototype isn't the only new fish in the pond.
Admiral Toshiro Otomo, head of Japan's newly formed Information Self-Defense Force, had this to say.
This is another distressing attempt by China and North Korea to further depress our faltering economy. The ISDF and Japan appeal to our allies for the military support promised us under the post-war constitution of 1946.
The fact remains that in the eyes of many in Asia, the ISDF itself is a violation of the post-war constitution, prohibiting Japan from maintaining a military force capable of striking beyond its borders. In Asia, the memories of Imperial Japan are still fresh.
Remember he has his gum? Yep, I remember that. Little things I remember. And that captain who's overly happy to see Sam Fisher.
Been a long time, boy. When's the last time I saw you?
I'm afraid I have no recollection of that, Senator.
That's right. It has been a while.
Nice condom you got here.
Well, thanks. I got a space set up for you in the forecastle. You can make yourself to home, and no one will even know you're here.
Punta Blanco Lighthouse outside Talara, Peru. Bruce Morgenholt has been kidnapped by a Peruvian separatist group known as the People's Voice. Morgenholt's knowledge of dangerous computer algorithms must not fall into the hands of the People's Voice or their leader. Hey, Jim Boysian, thank you so much for the follow. Very, very kind of you. Appreciate it. Morgenholt's knowledge of dangerous computer algorithms must not fall into the hands of the People's Voice or their leader, Hugo Lacerda. Dude, you subscribed? Holy shit, thank you. This is literally my first night being affiliate. You certainly didn't have to do that, but thank you. That's extremely, extremely kind of you. It's funny because I was playing Splinter Cell 1, Pandora Tomorrow, and, you know, not that I'm doing this for any type of fame or anything like that, but immediately upon playing Splinter Cell, I was just getting a lot of views that I never did before. I think it's mostly because nobody's playing Splinter Cell online. And I got the affiliate right when I beat Pandora Tomorrow this past weekend. So I was like, okay. I mean, initially I was doing Restream and I was doing Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Periscope at the same time, but I figured, you know what, let me try this affiliate thing out, see what's up. Obviously, I can only stream to Twitch now, but yeah, thank you so much. I mean, that's very kind of you. Well, Songa, hey, what's going on? Doing all right, man. Starting Chaos Theory here. Thanks for a chill nostalgia stream. Keep up. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm assuming you're a Splinter Cell fan? So the whole idea is, I played these way back when they first came out. You know, I had these on the original Xbox, and I was in high school when these came out, and I played the hell out of them, especially Pandora Tomorrow, Chaos Theory multiplayer. The Spies vs. Mercs that was my life for half of high school, and it sucks that Pandora Tomorrow, the multiplayer, does not work on PC, but I did hear that Chaos Theory Spies vs. Mercs is possible. It takes quite a few workarounds to get it to work, but the hope is that when I'm done with the campaign, I can do Spies vs. Mercs. That's the hope. I did. Volsunga, I finished it this past, I'd like to say Sunday. I played and was on the final mission at LAX airport and completed the game. So, luckily there was a YouTube video that I found that was specifically for getting to stream Chaos Theory, because you need to set it up a certain way in order for OBS to capture the game. So yeah, here I am with Chaos Theory now. Alright, press any key to continue. Yep, mission briefing.
An American engineer named Bruce Morgenholt has been kidnapped by a Peruvian separatist group called the People's Voice. Their suspected leader, Hugo Lacerda, is a hardcore revolutionary preaching information warfare as the only realistic means to achieve revolution in modern society. We need you to get in there and recover or destroy any information Morgenholt may have been forced to divulge, and if possible, rescue him. As for Lacerda, he's just been bumped onto our target of opportunity list. So if you have a shot, take it.
And might I say, it's so nice hearing the original Lambert again.
Part of Project Watson, the UN committee that studied Philip Mass's handiwork after Georgia. Some people are worried that this kidnapping is just a cover-up, and that Morgenholt is being interrogated for classified information about the Mass kernels. Fact is that some of the tricks Mass came up with could be used to do a lot of damage. We need to contain that information at all costs.
Philip Mass from the first Splinter Cell.
Area is a lighthouse attached to an abandoned Spanish colonial-era fortification and some nearby structures. We don't have an exact location on Morgenholt, so you'll have to find him yourself. Insertion will be at night by Zodiac onto the beach beneath the fort. Thermal imaging shows that there are some old natural and semi-natural caves under the fort, so you may be able to use those for infiltration.
All right, Fisher. The helicopter will drop you a few kilometers offshore in the Zodiac. You'll have one of my Zodiacs and logistical support in and out of the target area. Extraction will be by helicopter from the top of the lighthouse.
Displace International holds the contract with Wright Pritchard Technologies to protect their VIPs in potentially hostile situations. We did a thorough threat evaluation for their project in Peru, and we accepted the VIP detail on Morgenholt. The guys who came after him knew what they were doing. This was not a tourist grab. I lost 3 good men in the snatch, and I'm currently preparing a rescue plan for approval from Morgenholt's family and Wright Pritchard. This is going to cost Displace a lot of money.
So Douglas Shetland, who was in Pandora Tomorrow, the mission in the jungle. So he's Sam's old war buddy. So I forgot he was in this one as well, because I remember he, what is it, Conviction? Or maybe it is this one where he turns on you. It's one of the games. Was it tough to get it working? So actually, I would say because of the video I saw, it was relatively straightforward. I would say the hardest one to get working was actually the first game, Splinter Cell. But that's because I was going in new. But with each subsequent game, you kind of understood maybe like the process. Because the thing with the first game and the second game, so the first game, you get the widescreen, patch. But then you also need to get DG Voodoo 2 to fix the lighting, because the way the game was created was it was created around the graphics cards of the time, and those cards used specific algorithms to render shadows and lights, which modern cards no longer do. So you needed to download a program called DG Voodoo to emulate those specific algorithms from older cards to get it to work. And sometimes you flip a coin, one setting worked or it didn't, and you had to use another, so you had to like tinker. Same thing with Pandora Tomorrow. Pandora Tomorrow, same thing with the lighting. It also had issues with rendering water because there were a lot of oceans and stuff in the background. So you needed to get those to work with specific fixes. Chaos Theory, on the other hand, it's really just a matter of getting the widescreen fix, which, unlike the first two games, the widescreen fixes it so the game runs in modern resolutions. It fixes the HUD. It fixes the field of view. It fixes the cutscenes. If you notice, the cutscenes were running at full screen, as opposed to the first game when it was just 640 by 480, no matter what. So the widescreen fix pretty much fixed 95% of the issues right from the get-go. You don't really need to do the lighting effects. There are no HD textures. Like, okay, so that's another thing. The first two games, you could download textures from the PlayStation 3 version, which in theory were better. But again, depending on what you thought, it may or may not have been as good. In this case, there's no such thing. The game is already HD-ish as it is, so it didn't really need other textures to get it to work. The only other thing I did outside of the widescreen patch was I needed to set the game to run in windowed mode. If it runs in full screen, OBS or Streamlabs or whatever you use for game capture does not recognize the game footage. So you would need to run it in windowed mode for it to capture. And I also needed to change the mouse acceleration because there's an issue where when you're aiming with the guns, there's mouse acceleration. So I needed to edit the INI file to get that to work. Other than that, for the single player campaign, that's pretty much it. With multiplayer, it's a lot more. But I'll deal with that at a later time. So let me see here. So there's 3 different loadouts I can get. I can get Colonel Redding's recommendation. I can go for a stealth, infiltration, or assault. So the difference being, Redding's recommendation gives me the SC-20K, 60 rounds, pistol 40 rounds, 3 sticky cameras, 3 sticky shockers, 3 airfoil rounds, 2 flash grenades. Stealth, I get less SC-20 ammo, I get 30, and less pistol ammo, but I get more accessories. Assault, 90 SC-20, 40 pistol, 2 sticky camera, 4 airfoil round, 3 flash grenade. I mean, I think assault is the way to go. What do you guys think? Stealth, I mean, I don't remember in Chaos Theory if the pistol is actually worth a damn. Because in the first 2 games, the pistol, it's, you know, flip a coin whether or not it's actually going to land where your crosshairs go. So, I think I'm going to go with assault. I can either go assault or Redding's recommendation. That's cool. What channel posted the video? It's a YouTube channel. So, you know what? Since you asked, I can post links. So let me look it up here. I'd be more than happy to show you. It's very helpful, and the person who posted it was, you know, very easy to read, very easy to follow. So this is the link. If you want to go there, that's the video I used to get Chaos Theory working. And all of the links are in the description for that video, so you're good to go. Alright, so... and again, just want to thank those of you watching. Again, this is my first rodeo here with affiliate. And already Jim Boysen was so kind enough to already subscribe. That's extremely, extremely kind. Very awesome. I mean, I'm sure it could have gone to somebody who's much more professional and, you know, nice with their layouts, but You know what, I'm going to go with Redding's recommendation for now. Yeah, no problem, Vosonga. Alright, here we go. Rescue Morgan Holt. This is the first time I'm seeing Chaos Theory run at, because on the Xbox it was running at like 30 frames. Right now it's running at a rock solid 100 frames, which is pretty crazy. Got my thermal. I forgot this game also has the electromagnetic vision. Okay. Binoculars. Let's see. OPSAT. Primary objectives: recover or destroy information about the mass kernels. Rescue Morgan Holt. If possible, rescue Bruce Morgan Holt from the guerrillas. Do not compromise the mission for the rescue. Any information the guerrillas may have gotten from Morgan Holt must be recovered or destroyed, and any copies of it must be erased from computers or servers. Secondary objectives: eliminate Hugo Lacerda. Hugo Lacerda has been elevated to 3rd Echelon's target of opportunity list. Take advantage of any possible opportunity to remove him from the list. There's also opportunity objectives, and I'm assuming this is a per map deal. It does. I mean, again, this was the first game to use what was known as normal mapping, which at the time was a pretty revolutionary piece of tech that was able to take basically a flat texture, say a rock, a cliff, and make it look like it was, 3D-ish, like it wasn't a flat, but it actually had depth to it. Kind of a bit of technical trickery. And also, it was a way of rendering shadows that up to that point was not seen in games. Alright, no data sticks. There is a map. Okay. I forgot about this map. Equipment. SC-20K prototype modular assault weapon, 5 56 by 45mm jacketed cartridges and 30 round magazine with bullpup configuration, integral 1.5 time reflex sight and silencer, mounts modular attachments, binary trigger mechanism for auto or semi-auto fire, ejection port supports ambidextrous operation, launcher attachment for grip attachment. SC prototype pistol, 5.7 by 28mm jacketed cartridges and 20 round magazine with integral silencer. Grip configured for ambidextrous use. Prototype OCP mounted under barrel. OCP causes electrical differential potential on target. Electrical surge causes circuit interference. Capacitor recharges over time. Sticky camera, a 40mm launchable surveillance camera with real-time live wireless feed to OPSAT. Full thermal, EMF, and night vision capability, with pan and zoom functionality, noise making, and CS gas release functionality for less than lethal utility. Cameras can be recovered if gas canister has not been ruptured. Wireless signal, reacquisition possible if within range. Sticky shocker, 40mm launchable high voltage, low amperage adhesive round, electrical discharge incapacitates target on impact. Charge can be conducted through water, which learned that in Pandora Tomorrow. Baleful round, 40mm launchable high-impact, zero-penetration round. Severe impacts can render targets unconscious. Silent operation. And lastly, flash grenade. SC-82 series non-lethal flashbang grenade. Explosion blinds, deafens, and stuns. Safe distance approximately 8 meters. Alright. Cool. Alright. So again, it's kind of added the realism unlike the first two games. You'll notice that the night vision has like a goggle effect on the ridge, on the rim of the screen. So it kind of has that fishbowl lens. It's kind of emulating what it would be like looking through those 3 circles that Sam has. And if I remember correctly, I don't know if we get up to that one. Don't remember if there's a specific zoom to get up there. That's to hold my breath. I don't know what the zoom is, to be honest. What is the zoom key? Zoom in, mouse wheel up. Okay. Foregrip attachment. I believe that's the shotgun. Alright. Spanish redeemed hydrate 100. Okay, I was just fucking around with that because I have no idea what that means, but luckily I saw it. But you know what? I do have tea. It's not water. I hope you don't sue me, but... And just like Sam Fisher would say, oh yeah. Alright. Well, thank you for doing that. I mean, hey, if I could do a little bit to entertain, I suppose. So if I remember correctly, you gotta climb up the cave. Crawl through, there's gonna be a bunch of bats climbing up. Yep. This is trippy, man. I've never seen this run so smoothly, so it's very cool.
I'm hearing gunfire down there, Fisher. Is everything all right?
It's coming from up ahead, but Lambert, when I think gorilla, I think Kalashnikov.
What do you mean?
I've had enough AKs fired at me in my time to tell you that wasn't one.
All right. See if there's anything unusual going on with their equipment, and keep us posted.
So that's not gunfire. If I remember correctly, it's drilling equipment. I believe. Discover where the guerrillas got their arms and equipment. The guerrillas have seemingly received weapons from an unknown party, possibly as payment for the kidnapping of Morgenholt. Discover where the weapons came from. Hey Max, ¿cómo estás, amigo? Espero que pasaste bien tu día y tu semana. Alright, so get out of there. And these have not been changed. Secondary opportunity. Alright. Notes. Some guerrillas may be using unusually modern guns. Okay. No data stick. So I forgot where you go to save. Okay, I can save from here. Cool. And then the guards come out over here.
I heard that smugglers used to use these old caves. Smugglers? See, they probably had all sorts of secret passages and tunnels down here. Come on.
Alright, so now's a good opportunity to make sure I don't screw this up.
Whoa, careful! It's safe, don't worry.
So remember, he's a little spooked. Could try to throw a rock at him. See what happens.
Don't be a fool.
What caves like these are dangerous. I'm not going any further.
Knocked him out. Hopefully I don't screw this up. I remember I was supposed to interrogate one of them, but maybe I can interrogate this guy. Yeah, see, notice how their faces are like a little stretched? It's one of the, I guess, the drawbacks of the widescreen fix. Somehow it renders their face a little weird.
Didn't anyone ever tell you that spelunking is dangerous?
Oh no! You're going to kill me, right?
Only if you say the word monkey. Now tell me something I want to know.
Ammunition and medical supplies. Check around inside the keep. They have tons of stuff in there.
Some of you guys are real helpful. Why do you have to work for the bad guys?
You're the American oppressor. You're the bad guy.
Are you gonna say monkey?
What? No!
Then this conversation is over.
So the monkey was a line in Pandora Tomorrow. He said that's one of the colonels.
That's all I know. I swear. Please don't kill me. Please.
La cosa más, tenés que entender que tengo otras personas aquí que no hablan español, y la mayor parte de la gente aquí habla en inglés, y con usted te puedo hablar en español, pero no te sientes mal cuando hablo inglés, que tengo que la gente que tiene que entender lo que estoy diciendo,
That's all I know. I swear.
Alright, so I think if I hold this, I'll knock him out quietly. Alright, cool. So now the updated OPSAT. Notes. There may be secret passageways in the caves. Medical supplies and ammunition are located in the keep. Yo, Henry, FGG, dude. This is the game we've been waiting for. Yeah, well, thank you to your amazing support, Henry. I don't know if you noticed, but I do have the affiliate. I was actually right when I completed Pandora Tomorrow, I got the invite to be an affiliate, so this is my first time doing it. So thanks to help from people such as yourselves, I was able to get the invite, so thank you. This is my first time doing it. So I appreciate it. Alright, so you know what, since I knocked him out, overwrite, yes. RIP Facebook viewers. I mean, to be honest, Twitch is where I got the most anyways, especially when it came to Splinter Cell, so it's all good. But I mean, I shared it to Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, so whether or not people decide to watch it, I can't say. But it is what it is. Let me give this a whirl and see how it goes. I mean, someone was actually kind enough to actually subscribe already. Jim Boysen, so extremely, extremely kind of him to do so. Alright. So yeah, this is a pretty big graphical leap from the first two games. Now, where is that sound coming from? Now, I know, I mean, I could have dumped their bodies into the chasm here. But, you know, it is what it is. Alright, so they came from here. So yeah, surprisingly, Chaos Theory wasn't as bad to get working than the first two games. Could have been a lot worse. It's actually pretty straightforward. Alright. It is pretty crazy how much of a graphical leap, though, this is, compared to the first two games. But yeah, Chaos Theory's the main event, for sure.
I think you're right about the equipment, Sam.
Yeah? They got themselves a little stockpile of high-tech kit here.
Try and find out where they got it. See if those crates have SSCC barcodes on them and scan them with your EEV.
Scan the SSCC barcode of the delivered crates. Scan the weapons crates containing weapons delivered to Lacerda by checking them manually or by using your EEV. Okay. So that's an opportunity objective.
The SSCC code is lot 1 of 5. See if you can find the other 4.
I'll do my best.
Doing my best. See, if I turn that off, that would alert the enemies. So I gotta find the crates. Is it 5 crates? So I suppose I'll leave that to you guys now that I guess, want to be more community driven. Should I go downstairs or should I go upstairs? What do you think? What choice should I make? It's like a choose your own adventure book. Or maybe not. So I'll just go upstairs. See what's going on there. Okay, that doesn't sound too good, so maybe downstairs might be the better choice. And already. Already triggered an enemy, how fun. Illusion of choice, yeah. Guard's already flipping out though. Or maybe not. Thought he was flipping out. Maybe I should shoot out the light. It's swinging around so much. Look at him, man. He's shaking in his boots.
Nice piece. Where'd you get it?
Oh, God. I don't know. I really don't know.
That's bad news for you, then.
I'd tell you if I knew. I swear, please don't kill me.
Light tweaking?
Fine. If you don't know where the gun
Yeah, it's just swinging around.
something else that's useful.
Morgenholt. Morgenholt. You must be here for him. He's in the room just ahead. I think they're torturing him.
Torturing him, huh? Thanks for the info.
No problem.
No problem.
I don't deserve to die. I don't have any more information. I swear.
So I always, as a kid, or not as a kid, but as a teenager, I always never understood the stance. Maybe someone could shed some more light. I'm assuming this is some kind of pressure point that Sam is holding onto in the wrist to, I guess, prevent blood flow and also prevent them from reaching for a weapon? Because I always found it odd.
I don't deserve to die. I don't deserve to die.
Maybe, but... he knock you out. There's another crate.
Next.
It's not the crate I need. Notice there's a face here. That could be a developer, I presume. It's a pressure point? Okay. Yeah, it's just as a teenager, I was like, huh, I wonder, like, because in the other games, you know, he would just grab you like this, which to me would make more sense. But goes to show how much I know. Alright, I think that update, notes. There's a notes. Morgenholt is being tortured. Okay. Yeah, I just want to make it a habit of saving. So this is the light you're talking about. It's just going nuts. Again, the whole idea was this, unlike the first two games, dealt with dynamic lighting in a much more efficient way, I guess, than the first two games. Doesn't really make sense that it would be, you know, swinging away like that. But it is what it is. Oh, so I think the thing was to... Oh, no, he's still alive.
Don't you think he's had enough?
He's had enough when he can't talk.
Talking? Madre de Dios, he hasn't been able to speak for an hour.
Okay, so I guess I could save him.
could be faking it. No! Jesus!
See, I bet he's faking it.
Faking it? His tongue is a lump of coal. His brain is... Enough! Saul, give him more.
It's already at the maximum.
What?
Should I bring down another battery?
What do you say, amigo? You want another battery? Wait a minute.
His ears! Look! Smoke!
I think I'm going to be ill.
I think he's dead.
Only one way to be sure.
I'm going for a walk.
Alright, so let me get this guy.
I already don't like you. Don't make it worse for yourself.
Who are you?
Shut up. Why did you torture Morgan Holt?
Lacerda told us to.
Why? What does he want to know?
Math problems. Programmer stuff. I don't get it.
You're just the stupid one who likes to hurt people, huh?
Exactly.
Can you think of a reason why the world wouldn't be a better place without you?
Please.
I didn't think so.
Please. Don't kill me. Please.
I don't know.
Lacerda made us.
Alright, so Morgan Holt may be dead. Morgan Holt was tortured to death. So, should I try to save him? I mean, I would have to snipe these guys. Like, I don't know how I would be able to save him otherwise. Unless I took the glass bottle. Maybe I could do that. Let me see.
Jesus.
See, I bet he's faking it.
Faking it? His tongue is a lump of coal. His brain is... Hey! Come on!
I do not think he's going to come out.
So, you want to go in and look for him? No, then.
What the hell are we gonna do now?
Don't look at me. I don't know.
Can I shoot out the light? It's always nice to fuck around with the guards.
Thank God, there's nothing.
I already don't like you. Don't make it worse for you.
Alright, cool.
Who are you?
Shut up. Why did you torture Morgan Holt?
Lacerda told us to.
Why? What does he want to know?
Math problems. Programmer stuff. I don't get it.
You're just the stupid one who likes to hurt people, huh?
Exactly.
Can you think of a reason why the world wouldn't be a better place without you?
Please.
I didn't think so.
Please. Don't kill me. Please.
Right in the spine. Ouch. So I don't know if Morgan Holt's still alive. I hope so. The OPSAT wasn't updated to say that he's dead yet, so... That was cleaner. You know what? It actually was better than I thought. I thought maybe one of them would get tripped off, but... Hopefully he's still alive.
Stinks.
It doesn't sound too good down there, Fisher.
The sound isn't the problem. You should smell it.
You're sure he's dead?
Deader than Elvis.
All right. Leave the body. We still need to recover any traces of the interrogation. Grim will call you back.
I wonder if there's a way to save him. I'm curious now. I don't remember being able to save him because that's a pretty short window. Save Morgan Holt. No, you can't save Morgan Holt in the lighthouse mission. It's impossible. Don't try. Although there's a little piece of interesting dialogue. If you put a bullet in him, just be sure he's dead. Lambert gets angry at you for leaving NATO rounds in a torture victim. Huh. How about that? I wouldn't sully the dead, though. Alright, goals. Rescue Morgan Holt. Alright, it wasn't possible. So it is what it is. Where are the other crates I can look at? I forget you can blow out candles in this game. Got some music playing? Sure. You know, for whatever reason, I lost health. My health isn't at max. So let me heal.
Feels better.
Cool. Please save here. You never know what's around the corner, so...
Sam, it's Grim. We need to make sure that whatever Morgan Holt might have told them about Mass's algorithms never leaves this site.
Okay,
I detected a wireless link coming from the technician who left the room before you entered.
so I'll need to recover any data he might have uploaded to their servers.
Exactly.
The information taken from Morgan Holt is stored on a server somewhere. Okay. Save to be safe.
From the looks of it, these guerrillas have a pretty temporary setup. Seems unlikely they have any kind of alarm system on location.
Good.
Man, it's really raining.
See? Well, you best get going then.
What? It's your turn to patrol.
Turn has nothing to do with it. It's about seniority.
Seniority? What? What is this? A union or something?
Not yet. But once we topple the government, we'll form a union. So you best be on my good side now, huh?
Thursday's
Fine.
earthquake in northern Iran were fired upon following rumors that European agents were posing as aid
Ain't
workers
that
in
always
order to
the
search
way?
the ruins of local
Fight for
government
what you
buildings
believe in,
destroyed in
and all
quake.
you do is replace one oppressor for another.
So this dude's in his tent. I can't get him. But I could, I believe, cut through the cloth and get him from there. If I remember correctly. Because he's always facing this way. Yep.
Hi there. You look important.
I am loyal. You will get no information from me.
Really? It looks like you forgot to shave this morning. Let me help you out a bit.
Huh? You can't! Hey, what are you doing? Okay, okay. What do you want to know?
I'm looking for Lacerda. He's been behaving very badly lately.
Well, you're wasting your time, American. He left on a boat an hour ago. He could be anywhere by now.
I guess I'll just have to follow him then. Don't worry. He won't slip away.
I hope the water is warm. Have a nice swim. I hope the water is warm. I hope the water is warm.
I think that confirms it, Fisher.
Yeah, seems like Lacerda's long gone.
We'll see if we can track him through Echelon. Don't worry about him for now. We'll keep you posted.
Alright, so that's been updated. Guerrillas have not set up an alarm system. Lacerda has left the area on a boat. Alright, might as well pick these guys off one at a time.
Rescue workers responding to Thursday's earthquake in northern Iran were fired upon following rumors that European agents were posing as aid workers in order to search the ruins of local government buildings destroyed in quake.
Alright. Yeah, enemies don't seem as twitchy as they did in the first and second game, so that's definitely a plus. I'm actually curious what the news report says. So more so than the other games, you definitely...
I don't, but it sure helps to look it. Your skin deserves the best, and so do you.
There's commercials.
Rejuvenating formula, you'll look younger, feel younger, and you might even act younger. One thing is for sure, you'll thank us. Available now everywhere.
So pretty sure by cutting the generator, it'll kill the light. Here we are. So I just need to look for the other crates. I think that's one over there. Oh, one over here. That's another one. Hey, random game developer, what's up? Just want to say thanks a lot for the follow back. Oh, no, absolutely. That's, the least I can do for anyone who follows is, follow them back. It's the least I could do, my man. Thank you for, all the support. As you can see, I'm on Chaos Theory now. Moving on up. Luckily, the process to get Chaos Theory running was pretty smooth. It wasn't too bad. Could have been a lot worse. And so before I go in here, good idea to save. And thanks to people such as yourself watching me play Splinter Cell, I was able to get affiliate status, so, you know, my infinite thanks for that. I really do appreciate it.
Is someone moving around out there? Who? Don't know who. That's why I'm worried.
Okay. Don't know how he saw me, but okay. Okay, I didn't want to set him off somehow. He saw. This game looks a lot better than the first two games. I would really enjoy playing it for myself, but I'm a bit sensitive to graphic stuff, so the knives are stopping me from getting it. Yeah, I mean, it's a, I mean, you don't have to use the knife, to be honest. It is a choice. Now, if you want to be quick with your kills, yes, you can use a knife. If not, you can just knock people out. So that is a choice.
What the? What is that?
Okay. I don't know how he saw me from around the bend, but okay. Yeah, so you have the choice of being stealthy or lethal. Now again, certain situations may behoove you to be stealthy. But it's really up to choice, really how you play.
No. What is it? It's Hernandez. Hernandez? No. He's injured?
Worse.
No. Dead?
Worse. He's been traded to the Melgar Football Club.
Traded? Never. Impossible. I will not hear this.
I swear, it's the truth.
If you are mistaken, I swear on the honor of my sister that I will cut off your head and use it as a bowling ball.
It's true. Check the paper.
I'm going to kill myself.
The guards are just... The interdialogue between the guards is pretty hilarious. Yeah, so the other guy's right there. And this guy's over here. So that's another crate I want to get. Assuming he's going to go down that way. Alright. Alright, cool. Got him without aggravating the other guy. And again, like I said here, this is the stealthy option. I just choked him out. No knife. So again, it is up to you how you want to deal with it. I could do it lethally, I could do it non-lethally. The choice is up to you. And again, certain situations call for discretion, others maybe a little bit harder. But there's always a choice, especially more so in this game than the first two, because the first two usually was very rigid. The game will not allow you to maybe deviate from the plan. Now this guy,
Did I hear something of that?
we want to attract, get him to investigate. Even with a flare. I got him. So yeah, some enemies can get flares, so that is something to be aware of. As long as you're behind them, you're fine. Yes, the game is all about choice. You could be Rambo or you could be a ghost. Choice is entirely up to you. And again, so long as if you look at the bottom right, there's your light meter and your noise meter. So the light meter is the one at the very top with the 4 brackets. I'm at the very left, meaning that enemies can't see me. The more you move to the right, the more they could see you. And then on the bottom is the noise meter. So that would be how much noise I'm currently making. But it's also taking into account the ambient noise, which the ambient noise in this case would be the rain. So the rain is always going to be that square. And I would be solid squares by making noise.
That's 4 of the 5 crates, Sam. Keep your eyes peeled for the last one.
So again, if you want to be a good Splinter Cell, you want to be unknown, unseen. Yeah, so you kind of mess with enemies depending on how dark or how light things are. I could shut off the generators so it kills the lights. Again, darkness is always your friend. You always want to be in the dark. So yeah, light and sound play a big part in these games. You can use sound to distract people, or in the case of like this ambient rain, because there's always an ambient sound, it masks my sounds of just walking around. So I can use that to my advantage to sneak behind enemies easier. So again, it's all about choice. There's lots of choice in this game. Right, so let's say like right here, there's one bad guy, and he's just chilling. Now I could leave him be and proceed if I wanted to. This is where I was before, so there's no reason to go back here. Luckily with the PC version, you can save whenever you want. Makes it very easy, that way in case you screw up.
Try our new rejuvenating formula. You'll look younger, feel younger, and you might even act younger. One thing is for sure, you'll thank him. Available now everywhere.
Now this other guard I think is sleeping, so I don't want to make too much noise, because it may set him off. And, oh, well, he ragdolled, but that's cool. It is what it is. So this guy has a cooler body temperature, so he may be dead. Not entirely sure. I could put him out of his misery. Slice him. Sorry, I know you don't like knives. But I wasn't sure if you could do that. I didn't quite remember. But yes, sleeping guards, you can put them out of their misery. Again, lots of choice in this game. So that's the cool thing that sets Chaos Theory apart from the other two, because the other two are very strict. Like, for example, if you were in a specific mission, it would be like, hey, you can't kill anyone, or you can't set off any alarms. Chaos Theory, on the other hand, lets you choose. You can either be stealthy, and you will face the least amount of opposition, or if you want to Rambo it, you can do it. It's going to be harder, because you're going to get a lot of enemies, and enemies with armor. But if you want to do it, the choice is yours. Like, you can, if you wanted to. It's all about choice. In multiple paths, which is something that the first two games didn't really have, with the exception of a few missions. Now again, the radio, because it's playing music, you look at the sound meter, it's higher, right? So it allows me to get away with moving faster because my normal moving is kind of masked by the ambient sound of the radio. If I turn off the radio, I would no longer have that luxury. So again, choice. Very cool mechanic.
Officials are currently verifying that orbital debris from previous space missions was not responsible for the accident. No contact has yet been made with either the astronauts aboard the ISS or with the shuttle which is docked to the station.
So you know what, actually I'm going to save. chaos theory centered around alarms and those kinds of limitations, or is it more labor? It depends. This is the first mission, so this mission doesn't have any alarms. This is kind of like, I guess you would say, the tutorial stage. Later levels do center around, you know, if a guard sees you, they'll trip an alarm, or you'll trip an alarm, and alarms have stages. Alert, stage 1, enemies get armor. Stage 2, more guards. 3, stage 3, I think they just have like flak jackets and like shotguns and stuff. So again, if you're stealthy though, you'll never get around to that, because you will have avoided all of that. But anyways, I will actually be right back. I'm gonna go get a drink. So actually it's a good time for me to test out if the game will allow me to be right back. So I will be right back. I'm gonna get a drink. Did the stream just crap out? I think it did, huh? Hmm. Okay. It seems to be back. I'm not sure what happened. I think it was a Twitch problem because I looked at the Twitch outage and there seems to be people complaining. Huh. Very strange. Seems to be fine now. 138.45. Huh. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened. Okay. Let me just make sure it shows. Okay. Well, let me go back to the game. I don't know what happened there. But hopefully the game still plays. Let me just make sure it shows up on the screen. Seems to be pretty backed up, so let me refresh. Okay, cool. Yeah, don't know what happened there. Just crapped out for whatever reason. Apologies. Seems to be a temporary Twitch problem. Nice, I'm looking for one more crate. Recover or destroy information about the mass kernels. This guy's not paying attention, which is good.
Why did you torture Morgan Holt?
Lacerda! He wants algorithms! Some kind of computer algorithm!
What does a second-rate communist revolutionary want with a computer algorithm?
I don't know. I don't even think Lacerda knows. I think someone might have hired us.
What makes you think that?
I don't know. Lacerda! He's been making lots of deals. Something's going on. I don't know what.
But you don't know who he's been talking to.
No!
And you're not much good to me anymore.
Have mercy, please. Have mercy, please.
Mercy's for the weak, buddy.
I told you everything. Please, don't kill me.
I told you everything. Please, don't kill me. I told you everything. Please, don't kill me.
Jury's out on that. But I can knock you out here. Reserve notes. Morgan Holt was tortured to find out information about mass kernels. There may be more guards inside, so I just need to be careful.
That server is the one that the tech transferred the interrogation record to. You'll need to access it.
Before I do that, let me see what's in here.
In other news, international rescue workers responding to Thursday's earthquake in northern
There's 2 guards in there.
following rumors that European agents were posing as aid workers in order to search the ruins of local government buildings destroyed in a quake.
Hey, the wait is over. Pick up your copy today of Inoculation.
Good work, Sam. That wiped whatever information Morganhold might have given them.
They wonder what happened to it?
It was easy enough to make your little intrusion look like a memory allocation error. Don't worry, we give you the best tools.
From WNM Newswire to subscriber, date June 3rd to 23rd, 2007. Subject contact with ISS lost. Contact with the International Space Station has been lost. Technicians fear the station may have been struck by a micrometeor. From WNM Newswire to subscriber, date June 23rd, 2007. Subject People's Voice suspected in Morganhold kidnapping. The Peruvian government has communicated their suspicions that American Bruce Morganhold was kidnapped by an organization known as the People's Voice. The group itself has not released any public statements. PP. From Alphonse to Jim, June 23rd, 2007. Subject PP. Hey Jimbo, so I took Pietro up on his offer and came camping with his buddies. Turns out they're a bunch of half-organized revolutionaries. Kinda harmless though. Anyway, I was looking around in some caves here and spotted some bioluminescent fungus. Or maybe it was fungus that was host to Photobacterium phosphorium. Not sure. I'll try and get you a sample. Okay. So I recovered the information. It was either that or destroy it. Now I can save. Gonna watch out, there are guards over here.
Good work, Fisher. If we can analyze the intelligence you gathered from those crates, we can make a lot of people's jobs a whole lot safer.
How come no one ever does things to make my job safer?
If you want me to hire some more analysts to interpret information for you, I can do that.
Second thought. The danger's not so
Now the gate is broken. Hi, stupid old gate. How am I supposed to get this place up and running with all this old crap? Who would put a gate here anyway? It's stupid, pointless.
Boo.
I knew you would come.
What?
My whole life, I have been waiting for you to come. In the thunder and the darkness, and finish what you began.
What are you talking about?
You are one of them. One of the Americans who killed my family. And now you've come back for me.
I don't think so.
Do your worst. I have always known it would end this way. I am prepared to die.
You're freaking me out.
Kill me. I long to see my family again. I'm coming, Father.
Okay. He longs to see his family again.
I'm coming, Mother.
Contact was lost hours ago with the ISS, following what is
I'm
now being
coming,
reported as
Father.
a possible strike by a micrometeor. NASA officials are currently
I'm
verifying
coming,
that orbital
Father.
debris from previous space missions was not responsible for the accident. No contact has yet been made with either the astronauts aboard the ISS or with the shuttle.
So the stream is acting up again. 19,050. Wait, it fixed itself now. Okay. Oh, I guess Twitch is acting up. It is what it is. All right. It's weird. Alright, well, I knocked him out. Oh, there he is. We take you inside. We dispose of you that way. Eliminate Hugo Lacerda. Highlight my message. Test. Yes, I do see it, Henry. Sorry if the stream was acting weird before, but I did look it up quickly, and apparently there are some people who's having Twitch problems currently, so it was definitely that. But yes, I did see your highlighted message. What's up, Henry? I mean, I didn't really put any thought into it, so it's just kind of default right now. I'll have to tinker with it later. But thank you nonetheless. Maybe I'll do one where you write me a line and I'll say it, you know, because people always talk about my voice. Maybe I could do that. Still fairly new to this whole points and bits and subscription stuff. Pretty wild. Oh. Okay. Is he gonna turn around? Yes, he is. So I'm gonna want to get him when he turns back around.
What was that?
Of course.
That over there.
Of course he would see me.
Nope, I don't see anything.
What you working on?
Oh God! Who are you?
I'm already tired of that question. Why don't you just answer mine?
I'm trying to tap this power cable from the lighthouse.
Why?
The power feeding that main server in the southwest tower isn't stable. We need to protect the data.
I got some bad news for you. I already took care of the data on your server.
Oh no! Lacerda's going to kill me!
I think you should be more worried about me than Lacerda.
If you must, kill me quickly. Don't let me suffer. If you must, kill me quickly. If you must, kill me quickly.
If you say so. Alright, cool. Can't go that way. So the lighthouse is where I want to go. Coming on down. So there's a rock. It's possible there may be a guard. And yes, there is. Can I get him with the rock? Yes, I can. I wonder if I can throw him in the water. Nope. But I remember when you climb the lighthouse, I can throw people off, so I remember that. We put him in this little alcove here. Alright. Time to do some climbing. I remember there being other guards too. Discover where the guerrillas got their arms and equipment.
Evening Star to Maria Narcisa. Come in. 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 Evening Star to Maria Narcisa. Come in.
So I think he's trying to do a radio call.
Evening Star to Maria Narcisa. Come in. Evening Star to Maria Narcisa. Come in.
Yes, he is. So, we got him.
Cargo received, Maria Narcisa. It all checks out.
Roger that. Our crew support is we have clear transmitters.
Affirmative, Maria.
Roger that. Maria Narcisa out.
Maria Narcissa.
You're not trying to set me up on another blind date, I hope.
The Maria Narcissa is a boat.
So was the last girl you set me up with.
Fisher.
Sorry.
The Maria Narcissa is a cargo ship owned and operated by Celestina Inc., Portuguese shipping company. Registered in the Philippines, cross-Pacific freight contracts. Lots of details missing.
Sounds suspicious.
Sounds like I'm setting you up for another date after all.
Can't wait to meet her.
Fisher, your primary objectives are complete. We can extract you whenever you're ready. You'll need to signal for a helicopter pickup from the top of the lighthouse, but make sure the light is out first.
Will do.
What? How did he see me? What?
Cargo received, Maria Narcisa. It all checks out.
Roger that. Our crew support is we have clear transmitters.
Affirmative, Maria.
Roger that. Maria Narcisa out.
Maria Narcissa.
You're not trying to set me up on another blind date, I hope.
The Maria Narcissa is a boat.
So was the last girl you set me up with.
Fisher.
Sorry.
The Maria Narcissa is a cargo ship owned and operated by Celestina Inc., Portuguese shipping company. Registered in the Philippines, cross-Pacific freight contracts. Lots of details missing.
Sounds suspicious.
Sounds like I'm setting you up for another date after all.
Can't wait to meet her.
Fisher, your primary objectives are complete. We can extract you whenever you're ready. You'll need to signal for a helicopter pickup from the top of the lighthouse, but make sure the light is out first.
Will do. Who were you talking to?
What? Who are you?
I'm the guy who's going to break your knees if you don't tell me who you were talking to.
Oh God! It was Lacerda. Hugo Lacerda.
Where is he?
He's aboard the ship. The Maria Narcisa.
Why?
Weapons. He's delivering the new weapons to the other cells.
If I find out you're lying, I will come back for you.
Oh God, please. I swear, Lacerda isn't here. I don't know anything else. I don't know anything else.
Alright. Exfiltrate to the primary extraction point. Exfiltrate from the top of the lighthouse by clearing the upper platform and disabling the lighthouse light. Eliminate Hugo Lacerda. Okay. I think, oh, well, there's a notes. Extraction is at the top of the lighthouse with the light off. Alright. The arms were delivered from a cargo ship named the Maria Narcissa. So before I start climbing, we save. So you never do know. I remember I have to move in between the searchlights as it's spinning. Medkit strategically placed. Luckily, I don't need it. Before I go up there, save. Card right there. So I gotta sneak my way. And somehow he saw me. This is why you save right before. I wonder if I need to cut the lights somewhere on the bottom. Wasn't sure if I had to cut anything, but it doesn't look like I can cut it from here. Even though all of this is supplying. Okay. So I just gotta wait for the guard to basically move to another spot where he won't see me. Okay. Let's see. So it has to be while his back is turned. Not while he's looking. Now I could, from here, grab him and push him off the cliff. So that's the dramatic way to do it. You know what? He's going to keep going against my way, so let me meet him here. Here comes your doom, buddy. Boom. You're done. That's the way to do it. Alright, there goes mission 1. Not too shabby. Right, primary objectives, 1 was cancelled, 3 completed. Secondary objectives cancelled. Opportunity objectives completed. Alright. Ten enemies killed. What? Easy money. Try to 10 enemies killed. I killed 1 in his sleep. I shot 1. You know what it is? I guess when you kick them, when you grab them, I guess that's considered to be a kill. Whoops. No alarms triggered, no bodies found, no civilians killed. So that's cool. Pacific Ocean, 90 kilometers southwest of Panama Canal. Hugo Lacerda managed to get away from the lighthouse aboard the Maria Narcissa before you could get to him. Board the ship, locate him, and make sure that he is never able to communicate what he may have learned from Morgenholt.
The body of kidnapped American computer engineer Bruce Morgenholt was discovered in a village in Peru this morning. Implicated in the kidnapping and failed ransom attempt is Hugo Lacerda, alleged leader of the People's Voice, a newly formed guerrilla organization. Here we see the USS Clarence E. Walsh en route to the Yellow Sea for her first assignment amid rising tensions in the region. Dubbed the flagship of a 21st century fleet by Defense Secretary Mason, who reaffirmed America's commitment to our Japanese allies.
It is our hope that the presence of the Walsh, now the world's premier electronic and information warfare platform, will help diffuse the tensions in the region.
Information you recovered in Peru makes it look like Hugo Lacerda was contracted by a third party to kidnap and interrogate Morgenholt. His payment was in weapons. He appears to be using those arms to equip his own men and pay off debts to other guerrilla groups. Maybe Lacerda is a nickel anti-loser, but maybe he's learned some things from Morgenholt that we don't want anyone to know. The Maria Narcissa is out to sea, so there's no escape. Board her, search her, find out who Lacerda's been dealing with, And then, make sure he doesn't have an opportunity to spread what he knows. Fifth, freedom.
What Morgenhold knew about the mass kernels, recursive computation, and weaponized algorithms is akin to what Oppenheimer knew about atoms or what Turing knew about digital computers. Project Watson, the United Nations investigation into the mass kernels, will be remembered for centuries alongside the Manhattan Project as fundamental research that changed the nature of warfare forever. Imagine if Che Guevara had kidnapped and interrogated Oppenheimer in 1959, and you have a pretty accurate parallel of the situation we're in right now.
Man.
We're going to send the helicopter out about 40 clicks ahead of the Maria Narcissa and leave you in the water on her course. You'll board covertly onto the bow. Search the ship and the holds. Find out what you can about the arms shipments and who Lacerda is dealing with. Satellite imaging shows the Maria Narcissa racks a small launch on the stern. That will be your primary extraction. If things go badly, we might be able to arrange to pluck you out of the sea.
We'll keep the Walsh inside a helicopter range of the target vessel at all times. If something goes wrong, we should be able to assist in extraction. If you play it safe, we'll recover you when the ship's launched from open water once you're out of visual range of the ship.
Right. Assault rifle 60, pistol 40, camera, shocker, airfoil, flash. Alright. 90, 40, 243. No flash grenade. I think 60 would be fine.
Fisher, we just pulled up Celestinia's last dry dock report for the Maria Narcissa. They have a newly installed central alarm system.
Don't tell me. 3 alarms and the mission is over?
Of course not. This is no video game, Fisher. But you don't want the whole place alerted to your presence. Keep it under control.
It's no video game. Oh, Max. Para tomar. Right, here you go. Y ese fue el último del té que tengo, so gracias. Last little sip. But you know what, let me save. I definitely want to do that, and I will continue this another time. Listen to that music though. Vendría muy bien una cerveza, pero ya está muy tarde, Max. Ya son las 12 de la mañana acá, yo no puedo tomar tan tarde, amigo. Y yo realmente, yo solo tomo mis cervezas en el fin de semana, no durante la semana. Alright, but anyways. Let me back out of this bad boy. But yeah, thank you. For you, those of you who watched, that was pretty awesome. My first stream is the affiliate, so I just want to say thank you to Max, Volsunga, Henry FGG, Random Video Game Developer, thank you. Who else are we looking at here? Banished Champion, thank you for watching from the beginning. And also for the redeeming the points, and also the sub from earlier from Joy. I believe Joy was his name. Thank you so much. That was crazy. Let me see if I can get the name here. Jim Boysen. Thank you so much for the sub. It's awesome. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow night I can continue with Chaos Theory. So I appreciate all of your support and for hanging out here. You know, and apologies for the Twitch issues. I'm not sure what was going on, but it happens. But anyway, since I have, I guess, a few of you here, do you want to maybe do a raid? Let me see who's online. Might as well, right? Just to try to make it all go full circle, right? So, you know what? Sonic the Hammonds, he's playing Shenmue 3. So I could do that. If any of you are interested. Un Duff. De la cerveza de los Simpsons, ¿eh? Yo no puedo tomar bebidas alcohólicas. Ok. Suerte después hablamos por Instagram. Okay. Have a good night. Yeah, thank you, Random. But yeah, let's, Sonic the Hammonds. He's a cool dude. Playing Shenmue. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. So, I don't know if anyone's interested, but we'll go ahead and raid Sonic. Cool dude. Plays Shenmue, so that's not too bad at all. So, anyways, thank you for watching. Appreciate it, and I will catch you at another time. So it looks like we have 5 people ready to raid. So thank you, all of you who watched. Awesome seeing some familiar faces, and also awesome seeing some new ones. So thank you. Yeah, so we'll check out Sonic the Hedgehog. He's a big Sega fan, and he's playing Shenmue 3, so that's very near and dear to my heart. So thank you so much. Have a good night. I will catch you later. Take care.